Hey guys, I like Christmas, and I actually like watching bad movies too. So this year I decided to watch a bad Christmas movie. And let me tell you, there are a lot of bad Christmas movies to choose from. You've got Home Alone 3, Home Alone 4, Home Alone 5, and would you believe it, Home Alone 6. But I wanted to see something I'd never heard of before, and on Reddit I saw mention of something called a karate Christmas miracle. Let's whack it on, I thought. And 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 21 seconds later, I knew I had to make a video about it. This is, without any exaggeration, the worst film I have ever seen. So you guys are in for a treat. Grab some gingerbread cookies, make some hot chocolate, sit back and watch a video about, well, you'll see exactly what it's about. Right off the bat, the film starts with showing us an opening logo for Justice for All Productions. This is quite a strange name for a film production company, but let's just forget about that for now and get on with the movie. Yum! Lettuce for dinner! So, it's a few days before Christmas, and we're introduced to the main character of this film, Abby. She's a mom, but her sweet darling boy, Jesse, isn't coming to the table for dinner.
Jesse, dinner's ready, come on!
Guess he doesn't want to eat raw lettuce. Kids, eh? So ungrateful.
Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George H.W. Bush, Ronald Reagan.
It turns out that Jesse's in the Home Office listing off presidents to a framed picture of his dad.
I'm working on my 12 Days of Christmas list. Last year, Dad told me that if I did everything on the list, I could have whatever I wanted for Christmas. And this year, all I want for Christmas is for Dad to come home.
So, lot to unpack here. Jesse's dad is missing. No one knows where. And understandably, Jesse wants him back. So he's doing the 12 Days of Christmas challenge? You know, the 12 days that famously come before Christmas. Anyway, part of this challenge, which I guess is some family tradition, is listing off presidents.
Huh?
I mean, it makes sense that Jesse would want to do something he enjoyed doing with his dad to try and somehow get him back in a broken kid logic sort of way. And I guess his dad just really loves presidents. Okay.
Come on. I think dinner's getting cold.
It's always cold, Mom.
So, does his mum make cold lettuce for dinner every night? Whatever. Let's just see some kids fighting.
Spirit. I doubt you would succeed with that kind of campaign. Why?
So through this awfully written dialogue, we can see that this mum is the worst type of mum. A business mum.
Yes, Sensei. Where is she?
I told her I needed to go it alone.
Where is she? Go it alone? She's clearly right there.
I have to earn my black belt on my own, and I have to do it by Christmas Day.
What? A black belt by Christmas Day? And teaching yourself?
Yep.
Christmas is only 5 days from now.
Okay, if that wasn't clear, and it isn't, let me tell you what's happening so far. This child thinks that another thing he needs to do to try and summon his dad is to become a black belt at karate before Christmas Day, which is in 5 days. Not only has Jesse plucked this idea out of thin air, but becoming a black belt takes about 5 years of training. And currently Jesse is a yellow belt, which is one of the lowest ranks. So the crux of this movie is that a child plans to accomplish in 5 days what most people do in 5 years. And he's teaching himself. All in this vague hope of bringing his president-loving dad back? Okay. Well, if you thought that this film has been weird so far, just wait until the next scene.
Christmas is only 5 days from now.
People will think this is greed and hatred. It's not. It's just that things need to be even. Be afraid.
I'm sure that scene made sense to you, right? No, it didn't. Well, that's because that scene was taken from a different movie. To sidetrack the video briefly, in 2016, Justice for All made a film called Joker's Poltergeist. This film is also awful, but what makes it interesting is that it's based off a real-life event, and that event is the 2012 Aurora movie theatre shooting. Yes, really. The fine folks at Justice for All decided to take a very real tragedy and make a film adaptation of it, but with spooky demon clowns. There is a bit of a misconception that the perpetrator of the act was dressed as and inspired by the Joker, who is a clown. But this isn't true, and it was just a rumour spread by journalists. The perpetrator just had dyed hair, and he committed his act during a screening of a Batman film. A Batman film which the Joker wasn't even in, by the way. If the filmmakers had done just a little bit of research, they would have discovered that there was no real clown connection at all. But hey, who cares about boring stuff like research and truth when you've got the opportunity to make a film about killer clowns and exploit a tragedy in the process. 3 years after they created that excuse of a film, they decided to make this movie. But throughout this heartwarming family Christmas film, they've sprinkled in incredibly exploitative scenes that are copy-pasted directly from their other awful movie about a mass shooting. This is the kind of film we're dealing with here. These are the kind of people that Justice for All are. Not to mention that regardless of the litany of ethical issues at play, this karate Christmas movie is a complete steaming mess on its own.
I hate horror films.
We're 6 minutes in, by the way.
It was at the theater. The theater where Dad was when he disappeared.
So Jesse has started to have psychic dreams about that movie theatre because his dad was there and apparently disappeared during the mass shooting.
People are permitted to carry guns, but only in very specific circumstances.
Pass it down. Y'all keep them upside down now and don't talk about it.
We're then introduced to this law professor at some random university, and I really can't tell if I find the acting of this character kind of charming or really annoying. I don't imagine the actress was given much direction for the role, so I guess she just had a bit of fun with it, which I really can't blame. A paycheck is a paycheck after all. After a random jab at PC culture,
I have something for you little critters. Well, I can't call you critters, right? That ain't one of them forbidden words or something.
and saying to one of her students that
You are Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
in a scene that drags on for minutes too long.
Everybody get it?
No! The class is finally interrupted by Jesse, who solves a debate of legal jargon.
The answer is none of the above.
Jesse has revealed himself not only to be a karate master, but one of the finest legal minds of his generation. Objection! Sadly, this is never really brought up again because we now cut to...
So, your husband's a lawyer?
Abby and the professor meeting. This scene is again far too long and incredibly boring, but what you need to know is 1. The professor is a psychic. She apparently met Abby at a fair years ago, but saw too many dead bodies in her psychic line of work, so decided to become a law professor instead. 2. Abby wants the professor to use her psychic powers to tell her if her missing husband, you know, the one that went missing during a mass shooting, is alive or dead. The professor doesn't want to use her powers at first. She'd rather just be known as the typical wacky law professor around here, but we'll see that she quickly changes her mind later on. And 3, she says that Jesse's quest to become a black belt may actually bring his dad back.
Jesse's trying to get his black belt in karate by Christmas Day. He thinks it will bring his father back.
It might.
I have one word to say. It's a word with 3 letters, and it even has a question mark at the end. And a lot of you at home are probably thinking of the exact same word. That word, of course, is how. I mean, Jesse's apparently a green belt already, so I guess he is pretty good at this whole karate thing.
He's already on his green belt.
So our 3 main characters have set out on their quests. Abby and the Professor are going to be sort of formlessly using the Professor's psychic powers to track down the missing dad. Meanwhile, Jesse will be training to be a black belt to also bring the dad back, all while having these stupid dreams of clowns. Clowns that are about to kill people. To be fair though, Jesse seems really strong. I wonder if...
I don't want you to get hurt.
Mom, I'm tough.
Yeah, Mum, he's tough. I mean, he must be tough if he's gone from green to blue belt in one afternoon.
Mom, I'm already on to blue belt.
His bedroom wall is a sheet.
That wasn't in the news. And I can pull that off by making Santa Claus stir the gravy and then pour it right over the turkey for Mrs. Claus. Gravy speaks Christmas.
So Business Mum is coming up with Christmas ad campaigns on what is meant to be roughly the 22nd of December. I'm not a marketer myself, but this ad campaign would have been done in like September. But what do I know? I couldn't even tell you anything about applesauce. Hey Business Mum, what do you know about applesauce?
Applesauce is amazing these days. It's the new Jell-O.
Great, thanks. So I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. This is where the movie starts to get boring. There are some unintentionally funny moments, like Business Mum Abby serving what are meant to be homeless people. Her speciality again, more raw lettuce. There's also this guy.
And I'm not blue. Do I look blue to you? Huh?
Abby's phone is very much not taking a call there. And the worst Christmas tree of all time.
Where?
But what this film really wants you to know is that the missing dad, who we find out is called Bob, by the way, is such a good guy.
How did you know Bob?
Bob used to do free legal work for us. He was so generous with his time.
Bob was not using this knife to defend himself. He was using it here to teach women how to defend themselves.
Abby finds out that he volunteered at a restaurant that gives food to the homeless and ran a women's self-defense class. Why he never revealed to his wife this aspect of his life is never addressed, but just ignore that and focus on the fact that he's so amazing. Fun fact, a guy called Ken Del Vecchio is the writer of this movie, the producer of this movie, and creator of Justice for All Productions. And Ken used to be a lawyer, which explains the unusual name of his production company. So in this movie that Ken Del Vecchio essentially created, he decided to write this character Bob to be completely perfect and flawless.
He had to work for every single thing he has. He had to pay his own way through law school just like me. Do you know that he used to tutor kids?
I remember your husband, Bob. He was a really cool guy.
He decided to write this character Bob to be the favorite parent of his son.
My loyalty is with my father only. I have to remain completely silent from now until Christmas Day and focus on only one thing, getting Dad back.
And who did they cast to play Bob? That's right, Ken Del Vecchio himself. Who did they cast as his on-screen son? Mario Del Vecchio, Ken's real son. I have no idea if Ken did this on purpose, but come on buddy, think about how this looks. You're playing a character in a film that you've created who is perfect in every way and is constantly getting glazed by his son. And those lines you've made your real life son say. Regardless if this was done on purpose, the message this film is sending makes Ken Del Vecchio come across as a guy with such an ego. Anyway, let's check back in with the film.
The remaining 3 belts are red, brown, and black. The red belt signifies the red hot heat of the sun. Do you want to know about the brown belt? The brown belt, well, it represents
shitting yourself.
I will be watching you.
Tell your mother.
Then you must remain silent until Christmas Day. That's the day you earn your black belt.
So after Jesse dreams about some more bullshit, he does sit-ups in bed. And now for the rest of the movie, as the Bob glazing increases, so do the Abby disses.
You are a very successful businesswoman, and you're a pretty average mother.
We are beaten over the head with the fact that apparently Abby kind of sucks as a mum, but we're never shown that. She doesn't seem to be neglecting Jessie, apart from the raw lettuce. She is just told repeatedly to her face by this professor woman that she's a bad mother, because she works too much, I suppose? And she just kind of agrees. I guess no one can be as good a parent as Ken.
You know what I mean? Because I'm so damn muscular!
I mean, as Bob. How did that video get in there?
You're always late. You're always at work. Why? You should have made the time, Abby. Bob always made the time, didn't he?
Yeah. Okay. He was better at the work-life time management stuff.
We can skip a lot of the second act. One of the most quote-unquote emotional scenes has this pillow right in the middle of the frame.
I just want Bob back.
We then have a very tense action scene where Abby tries to go to a meeting, but doesn't. Before we skip to the climax, I just want to show you some funny things, like the most contradictory line of dialogue I've ever heard.
Bob was standing at that tree.
When? Yesterday? Today? 2 months ago?
I don't know, he's just standing there. It was the day before the shooting.
Bob was here. When was he here? I don't know when he was here, but he was here exactly 1 day before he disappeared. Stupid tree in the way of the camera.
Purple? One of my favorite colors.
Oh look, a Hoboken Film Festival t-shirt. Believe it or not, the Hoboken Film Festival is run by, you guessed it, Dad of the Century, Ken Del Vecchio.
I'm so beautiful, I'm so glad I came in.
One of the 10 biggest film festivals in the world. I don't think that's right. Wow, that looks good. We finally got to the climax, where on Christmas Eve Day, the professor takes a break from tutoring the inhabitants of North Sentinel Island.
North Sentinel Island is that island off of India, you know, where they shoot people with bows and arrows.
That's random. And the women go to the bar, where the professor sees her ex-fiancé, who she had visions of dying years ago. But years later, he's still alive? Oh no, guys. If the professor was wrong about him dying, then maybe this whole time she was wrong about Jesse's karate being able to bring his dad back. Well, guess Bob has gone forever.
Bob isn't coming back. I know that now.
After some more Bob glazing,
There was nothing more important to Bob than Jesse.
and hating on Abby,
And you helped me realize that my life with Jesse is so much more important than anything else.
it's Christmas Day.
When you break this board, you'll speak.
And Jesse has decided that if he breaks a board, he'll become a black belt and also speak for the first time in a few days. So I guess that explains his master plan of self-teaching karate. He's basically just made it so he can decide when he wants to award himself a black belt.
I think a man needs to hold that board.
What do you mean? A woman can hold a board just as well as a man.
Mom!
We get a bit of man versus woman debate from these two chuckle nuts we've never met before in the last 2 minutes of the film. But finally, Jesse breaks the board. He's officially, according to him, a black belt. And the moment he does that, Bob walks back into the house. And that's the end. What was the point of any of that? We never find out where Bob was for the last year. Where did he disappear to? How did Jesse becoming a black belt bring him home? Why was the professor even in this movie? She added nothing. In fact, the main plot of this movie literally did not have a point. And why, oh why, were there clowns with guns? What did that have to do with any of this? But hey, who cares if you've just watched the worst film ever created? It's Christmas after all. Santa's coming to town, which means your critical faculty should be going right out the window. In fact, it's not just Christmas. It's a karate Christmas miracle. So that was a film. Technically. What a bizarre experience. And it wasn't even really a fun one. If I've done my job well, this YouTube video was fun to watch. But that's because I've condensed this film from 1 hour 20 to about 18 minutes. This film commits what is probably the worst sin a film can commit. That is, it's boring. There are so many films that are so bad that they're funny. But A Karate Christmas Miracle is so bad that it's just bad. Don't watch this film. You'd probably be better off with Home Alone 6. Thanks for watching this entire video, unless you've just skipped right to the end for some reason. If you want to support me, you can buy me a coffee with the link in the description, or failing that, you can of course like and subscribe. I know a movie review is different to the kind of stuff I usually make, but if people like it, maybe I'll make some more videos like this. I'm not sure when my next video will be out, but if I don't see you before, I hope you guys have a lovely Christmas day. Remember to eat loads of applesauce.
It's the new Jell-O.